Hello everyone, episode 2, Stay Torn here. We're going to look at one thing. So we have a lot of authority, which that was said down in the comments in the last episode. We can see here, I do like having it high, at least get the minus 25% enact time. The reason why, as you can tell, right, with our laws and our government, our legitimacy is pretty garbage. So to be honest, having high authority, I do like that. But you guys do have a good point in we're not making a lot of money, so maybe consumption tax is good to do. You just got to be really careful about your standard of living. So what we're going to do is look at the prices. And when I looked at this really quick, I could see that services, we have way huge amount of services in the French market, like 2,000 plus. So the price is minus 26%. So I don't mind this going up. And to be honest, we can make a lot of money off of this. So thank you guys for kind of calling that out and seeing what we could do. And as long as we stay at the threshold that we want to here for the services, which I think we do. We still have the enactment time, and now we're making a lot more money. We'll keep an eye on it, right? We got to, if services start to tank in the market, then we want to remove this tax, but this will be pretty good. We also have our taxes low, but I don't want to bring that up. I am liking the standard of living being this high, but also I think what's going to happen is when we leave the French market, that's going to tank. So we'll keep an eye on that, but thank you guys so much, and let's get going. Since we joined the French market, one thing I don't like, and this is again something I've had in my videos regarding trade, you can see that usable convoys are being sunk 290. Our supply network strength is 95%. That's making our market access just 95%, which is bad, right? So our people are not getting the goods that they need. And as the wars go on, I think France is in a few of them. Yep, they're in 3 wars. This could just get worse and worse. So this is just something to keep in mind when you're relying heavily on trade for your economy to keep growing. One thing to keep in mind when you're at war, be careful of changing your production methods. Here, for example, we went to mobilized artillery. There's a 12-month debuff that you get whenever you adjust, and it's huge. So you got to really be careful. Make sure you plan ahead. Make sure all your barracks and all your naval bases are all situated the way you want them before you declare war and before you start mobilizing. We're building our first naval base because our military strategy is going to have to be some invasions for sure. There's no question. And we could do that down below if we have enough Navy. So we're going to be working on that. Even though we really don't have the money, we're going to slowly work and make sure that we're training people so we're ready when the time comes, because Siam right now in Dynam has this pretty much landlocked. So it's going to be hard for us to do any land battles. Charity hospitals have passed. We have a -5 mortality rate. This will help us keep our workforce high. We're going to need this for sure going forward. I don't know how we're going to do it because we have a very small pool of people. So this is the first step. This is huge. Our per capita taxation has passed, and we're up to 4,000.8 on cash flow, which is really good. So that's something you definitely want to keep in mind when you're going through and you're struggling with money. Taxation is very important, and actually give you an idea of how much more you'll make. For example, proportional taxation, if we went here, we'd make another 2,000 in taxes alone. So it's really good, looking at this taxation law if you're struggling with your budget, and this will definitely help. This was huge. We're going to be setting up for some new laws. Looking over here, we want to get eventually appointed bureaucrats because this will definitely help out with our taxation, as well as we don't mind the intelligentsia getting a little bit stronger, and for sure the landowners getting weaker. So we want to go towards that direction. We also want to get rid of slavery. So again, if we want to get rid of slavery, we want the rural folk and the intelligentsia. That's another direction that we want to go and make sure that we start setting up for. Also, I think we want to look at potentially the closed borders here and maybe going to migration controls. Actually, we're able to do that right now at the 20%. So maybe that's what we work towards first, and then we're going to start changing the government up a little bit. We got a great diplomatic play going for IndoChina, so we could potentially take a big part of Siam and as well get war reparations from the Dutch East Indies. What's really nice is we have the East India Company on our side. We'll be going against Dutch East Indies, Selganar, and Chiang Mai. I'm probably, again, crushing those names, but yes, so it looks like this is a possible war that we could win where we don't have to do much. I'm hoping, so we'll give it a shot and let's see. Officially, the war has broken out. The numbers are in our favor, so we'll have to see how it goes. Well, that was fast. First try, migration controls went through, so let's see if this was a mistake or not. At least a little bit of migration would be good, at least between our own states, because right now our other state up here to the north is really struggling, the Laos one, because it has no peasants and nobody's moving between it. So let's give it a shot. We're having some great battles in this war. What I'm doing is I'm cycling in my troops. They don't have a general on my front that I'm fighting here. So what I've been doing is cycling in my troops For example, here we'll look and see our morale is not 100%. So what I'll do, even though we're on the aggressive right now, we'll go and we'll slow it down and we'll be defensive for a little bit, or get our troops up. But here you can see it's not even worth it. All of their troops are definitely pretty demoralized. I think all we're going to do is just keep pushing, and hopefully we'll see. We're getting there. It was close, but now it's flipping to our side for sure. Another thing to keep in mind when you're in a war, even though we're losing this battle, right, which is pretty sad, our offense was 40, which is really good, so our tech is a lot higher, and theirs is 15. However, if you look here, it's not that bad of a deal, even though we're losing. We're wounding double the amount that they have. We're also killing way more than what we have. So overall, even though this battle was a loss, the amount of attrition they're going to take from this is huge. Siam has capitulated. We've gotten a lot bigger, which is great. We'll have to make a decision here if we're going to continue the war with the Dutch East Indies to try to get these war reps. If we can, that'll be great. We couldn't get war reps because our ally decided to leave the war. But the Indo-Chinese force here and then our new state means more wood, which is great. We're going to start incorporating it now. It's going to take 5 years. We got turmoil, devastation. What we really needed, though, is the peasants. It has 171,000 peasants. We have 31,000, so that's definitely going to be an issue. So this is great. And even better, we have 25 more logging camps. Right before the 10-year mark, we were actually able to get appointed bureaucrats, which is nice. The intelligentsia will be stronger, which is good. Taxation capacity will increase, so that's not too bad. Overall, though, is really the landowners losing another 25% political strength is huge because we really do want to abolish slavery. And I know you're probably all wondering, why am I going so crazy with wood? Well, it's still the second resource that's needed within the French market. You see here, you see it on the side here, as well as, over here, minus 3,000. Yes, furniture is number one, but this is why. So wood and the prices are going to be up high pretty much forever until there's a big switch over on their markets. And you can see here, we're working our best. We have, we maxed out our logging camps in our main state in Cambodia. And then we started to dip, we almost maxed out into our state here. And we just started now with the new land that we just took over. And we're going to do even more wood. There's just such a big demand for it. And I think even once we break out of the French market, wood's going to be needed across the world. So that's what we're going to continue to do. Quick summary from 1846 to 1856. Well, we doubled our GDP again. We were at 2.1 million. We're at 5.1 million. So that's really good. As far as population goes, we also doubled there. We had 1.07 million. We're at 2.35 million now, which is awesome. Our standard of living didn't go up that much. We're at 13.3. You can tell we had a huge increase. We're almost close to like 16. And then we ended up dropping down because we just didn't have enough money. So I wasn't able to keep that standard of living as high as I wanted to. Literacy went from 25.9% to 37.7%, so that's still growing, which is good. Eventually, we may have to put some more bureaucracy towards that. Major thing I'm worried about going forward is really our amount of workforce. Our major state only has 16,000 left. Luckily, we did take the next state, has 195,000, which is good. So we're going to have to take more land, and we're kind of preparing for that. We actually have a Navy now. Our military is actually growing, so that's why we're so tight on money, is that we're just growing economically, we're growing militarily. Also, when it comes to our laws, I do want to get rid of slavery. That's definitely a goal. And I do probably want to get more, so we get more people into the workforce. We're going to probably maybe leave child labor for a little while, which isn't the best. But I think we'll probably go towards like maybe women in the workplace or propertied women. That'll help with our ratios. Thank you all so much for watching this episode and all the support. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. They're free. And as always,
for the swarm.